Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your July 2021 Astrological forecast. I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel, check out my Ask Me a Question. It's in the description section below, and there's also a link there to my website if you would like to have your personal chart done, and check out my weekly forecasts. So the month starts off with the sun still in Cancer up until like the 21st rather. Mercury moves into Cancer on the 11th, and there's a new moon in Cancer on the 9th. And where you have Cancer in your chart is your 8th house of other people's resources and money coming to you through means other than earning it. Okay, now Mercury is still in Gemini up until like the 10th. So where you have Gemini in your chart is your 7th house of close relationships, partnerships of any kind. So there could have been some kind of discussion or other. You know, Mars was in Gemini, then Mars was in Cancer in this 8th house. Now Mars is in your 9th house, so it's moving all over here. You could have had a conversation about who owns what and who owes what as far as shared resources go in this 8th house. Okay, it's partners, resources, and jointly held property or whatever with another person. But it is also other people's resources and money, not just a partner's. Okay, so there's still maybe some kind of discussion going on there the first 10 days while Mercury is in your 7th house, like with a partner, about what to do with jointly held property or money, or did they want to buy you out if you jointly own something, or what to do exactly. You know, it doesn't look like it's a bad thing or whatever, but it almost looks like, I think, things are going to be all of yours, whatever it is. If there is any kind of discussion about, let's say, jointly owning something or just one of you owning something, I believe you're going to be the one that has the sole ownership. Okay, now having the sun in your 8th house does kind of make you, this 8th house is many things, okay, and one of them is endings and new beginnings. It's the house of transformation. So you've been changing for how long now anyways? I call it add-ons. You know, you're still yourself, but your different parts of your personality are becoming a little bit, well, they're always like strong, fairly strong, but they're becoming a little bit different in a way. It's something that maybe you don't notice about yourself, but maybe other people do. So this kind of continues. Having Mercury here, though, as far as money goes, this being a money house, okay, if you were waiting on, let's say, money that was supposed to have come to you, this is when it would begin, more or less, especially around, okay, the new moon is on the 9th. Now the 11th is when Mercury finally moves here, so I'd have to say around that new moon is maybe when you'll get the okay, or learn when this money or, like I said, resources are finally coming to you. And by resources, I mean, like, even, I usually say like a equipment or something that someone has that you need to borrow, or they may even just give it to you right now, or someone could come along and pay. You know, this is the house of bills, you know, bills and money that you owe. So somebody could come along and like pay one of your bills, or your bill could be different or altered in some way that it's in your favor. You know, it's legit, it's not a mistake. So something like that could happen around this time, especially like that new moon. Some kind of possible new arrangement for money coming to you, or resources going out even. Maybe you have something that someone wants to borrow. As far as resources go, though, people are resources, and their ability to help you in some way are also resources. So if you needed to ask a favor at this time, this would kind of like be maybe one of those times when something like that would come about. Maybe you, or maybe somebody needs you to do something, but they're going to pay you for it. But it's a money house, so I would expect things in this area to, I would say, flourish. Like I said, Mars was just here, so it gave you a lot of incentive to really go after money that was due you, or resources that were yours, or were supposed to come to you in some way or other. Okay, now that Mars is in Leo, like since last month. Okay, so where you have Leo in your chart is your 9th house. Let's see here. Okay, the sun's here up until, the sun, will move into Leo on the 22nd, and Mercury moves into Leo on the 27th. And Venus is here, though. Venus is in Leo up until the 20th. So you have Venus and Mars, okay, the love planets, in your 9th house of foreign anything, foreign travel, foreign people, people from another part of your own country, could just be long distance, or foreigners. They're a foreigner from another country. You might have more contact with someone like this right now. You might have the desire to actually travel to anywhere, but like I said, this is foreign travel. But having Venus and Mars here, the love planets, maybe you are having some kind of long-distance romance. Maybe you're trying to make arrangements to finally meet or see each other. I'm sure that you know this person from before, but maybe you haven't been in touch with them for a long time. Something like that. Okay, now there's a full moon on the 23rd in Aquarius, and where you have Aquarius in your chart is your 3rd house. It's directly across from your 9th house. And both of these houses are travel houses and communication houses. Okay, 9th house is long distance travel and long distance communication, and 3rd house is short distance travel and like local communication. Just people that you communicate with or talk to on the phone or whatever, like on a daily basis. Okay, so could even be something like that around that full moon, that either somebody, 3rd house is also like your everyday life, and postal mail, regular email, but regular postal mail, any kind of communication like a text message or a voicemail or something. So somebody could present a little bit of a surprise for you, just in conversation possibly, or just you could even be out in your own neighborhood. One of your neighbors could give you some kind of news or other, or you could receive some kind of email, or again regular postal mail that surprises you in some way or other. Could be, it's not necessarily bad. It's just that whatever it is gives you a little bit more information to form some kind of like a conclusion as to how you want to handle something or other. Like if you do have something going on, let's say romantically, in a long distance romance at this time, maybe something could pop up where you think maybe it's not such a good idea to have a long distance romance. Maybe you think it's not going anywhere, or whatever. This is something that's just like, it's in passing, it's fleeting. This is a full moon, so it'll pass. So it could be just something like that you're possibly questioning at this time. Okay, the 9th house is also the house of legal matters, and while there are still planets in your 8th house, a money house, it could bring about 8th house is also legal settlements, money coming from legal settlements or insurance payouts. So maybe something like that is going on here. Maybe you're waiting on money that is from a some kind of lawsuit. Even if you're not part of one that you initiated yourself, there are class action suits out there that you are a part of, but just because you had contact with that company or something or other. So don't be surprised somewhere down the line, sometime in your life, that you receive something in the mail, even if it's a small amount of money. Usually with credit card companies, a lot of times they were doing something they shouldn't have been doing, so they have to reimburse everybody. So something like that. You could even get news of something like that right now. This is also ninth house is publishing. Publishing and media. It's an internet house also. So if you were, if you have been doing something, let's say online, you would have to be more or less, I would say, doing something on the internet. Maybe you have your own podcast or YouTube station or something or other, you know. But this is really getting a shot in the arm. Maybe around that full moon in Aquarius on the 23rd is when, I don't know, you have, it's a full moon, okay, so, but I'd have to say you have some kind of breakthrough rather than a breakdown in communications or conversation with someone. I'd have to say that you make some kind of leeway, you know, you make progress, okay. So, I do have to mention though, okay, Jupiter was in Pisces for like the past 2 months, and now it is moving back into Aquarius where it has been since like December. And you also have Saturn in Aquarius. I can't remember, I think I also moved in December. Anyways, Jupiter and Saturn were traveling together in your third house where you have the sign of Aquarius. But Jupiter moved just briefly for like the past 2 months or so into Pisces. So all you had in your third house was the planet Saturn. So you got to experience what it's like just having Saturn in your third house of communications, the written and spoken word. It's mail of any kind, local mail, email, postal mail, text messages, voicemail, something like that. It's your everyday life, the people you would encounter throughout the normal course of the day. It's your area, your neighborhood, or your neighbors. A lot of times when Saturn's here, you know, your area is under construction. It's constantly construction or detours. You have neighbors who are a real pain in the ass. Anything, you know, but when Jupiter was here, it acted as like a buffer area for Saturn. You didn't get the full effect of Saturn because Jupiter was there. So you got to see a little bit about what that was like. Okay, now that Jupiter moves back here on the 28th, it will be here till the end of the year, and then it finally moves into fully into Pisces. So now that Jupiter is moving back here into your third house, I'd have to say if you were having any kind of publishing problem or anything with media or your online, whatever, website even, that when Jupiter moves back here, that will all clear up. Okay, so just wanted to mention that. So anyways, Venus does actually move into Virgo on the 21st, and Mars moves into Virgo on the 29th. And where you have Virgo in your chart is your 10th house of your career and your public persona, how people know about you and how they speak about you publicly. But it's your reputation, how you're known by reputation for your professional and personal life. So having Mars here kind of makes you very interested in going after, let's say, possibly a certain position that you've had your eye on, or if there is just something out there that you think would help you in some way in your career if you did go after this position, or award even. A lot of times when Mars is here, people strive for that award that that they either should get or could easily get, or whatever. But you know, you have other planets will be moving here soon enough. But having Venus and Mars, the love planets, okay, traveling together still in your 10th house does make you a little bit more desirable. than at any other time. You know, oh well, when they're in your first house, okay, when these two planets are in your first house, or at least just when Venus is in your first house. But having Venus in your 10th house just means that people find you very appealing, and when they speak about you, they're usually critiquing your physical appearance. They, I don't know, talk about how good looking you are, or beautiful, or you know, just something about maybe your physical appearance, your hair, your eyes, anything like that. Having Mars here kind of makes you a little bit more aggressive in going, again, like I said, after a possible new position, even with a new company or a new position within a current company that you're working for. If you're self-employed, you would go after really prestigious kind of clients that you would want to do business with. And if you're retired or you don't work at all, you are still in the public eye for some reason or other, and it's possibly based on your past, you know, what you used to do for a living, or anything that you've done that is good fodder for gossip of some kind. But it's not mean or cruel, it's interesting. It's very interesting gossip, you know, what people are saying about you right now. So when Mercury will be moving here soon enough, and the sun and whatever, and that'll put a real topper on things, okay? So the best time to do something each month is when the moon is in your own sign, and the moon is in Sagittarius on the 19th, 20th, and 21st. The best time to lay low is when the moon is in your opposite sign, and your opposite sign is Gemini, and those dates are the 6th, 7th, and 8th. The best time for romance, recreation, creativity, fun, any kind of speculation or gambling, and anything to do with children is the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 15th, 16th, 17th, 28th, 29th, and 30th. The best time for money is the 8th, 9th, 10th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. The best time for your career is the 13th, 14th, and 15th. And the best time for communication and travel is the 11th, 12th, 24th, 25th, and 26th. So I hope you enjoyed your astrological forecast for July. Be sure to check out my weekly forecast, and remember to subscribe to my channel. See you next week. Goodbye.